Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Now We Are Talking English. I'm Emily.
And I'm James.
We're so happy you're here today. And today's conversation is for anyone who has ever thought, I understand English, but I can't speak it.
If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. In fact, millions of English learners feel exactly the same way.
Maybe you can understand YouTube videos. Maybe you can understand movies. Maybe you can understand podcasts. Maybe you can read articles and books. But when it's time to speak, nothing comes out.
Or maybe the only thing that comes out is,
Exactly. Your mind suddenly becomes empty, and all the English you know seems to disappear.
Today we're going to talk about why that happens, and more importantly, how to change it.
Let's start with a simple question. Why is understanding English often easier than speaking English?
That's a great question. When you're listening, there is no pressure. Nobody expects you to answer. Nobody is waiting for your response. Nobody is judging your grammar.
You can simply listen.
Exactly. But speaking is different. When you speak, people can hear your mistakes. People can hear your accent. People can hear when you're searching for words.
So, speaking isn't only a language challenge, it's also an emotional challenge.
I think that's one of the most important ideas in this episode. Many people believe they have a language problem, but often they actually have a confidence problem.
That's true. I've met learners who know hundreds or even thousands of English words, but they still feel nervous speaking. Let's talk about one of the biggest fears, the fear of looking stupid.
That's probably one of the most common fears. People think, what if I make a mistake? What if my grammar is wrong? What if people laugh at me?
I used to think that too. I thought everyone would notice every mistake I made.
And what did you discover?
I discovered that most people weren't paying attention to my mistakes. They were paying attention to my message. They wanted to understand me.
Exactly. Most people care more about communication than perfection.
Let's talk about native speakers. What do native speakers actually think when they hear someone learning English?
Most native speakers are impressed. Learning a language is difficult. People know that. Most native speakers understand that speaking another language takes courage.
Imagine moving to another country and trying to speak a completely new language.
That would be difficult for almost anyone. And that's exactly why many native speakers respect people who try.
I think that's important for our listeners to hear. Most people are not waiting for you to fail. Most people are hoping you succeed.
And here's another interesting truth. Most people are thinking about themselves, not about your grammar mistakes.
That's actually very comforting. Let's compare adults and children, because I think children can teach us something important.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard a child speak?
Of course, children make mistakes all the time.
Every day. They use incorrect grammar. They pronounce words incorrectly. They invent words.
Sometimes they create completely new language.
Exactly. But they continue speaking. They don't stop. They don't say, I'm waiting until my grammar is perfect.
Imagine a child saying that.
It would be ridiculous.
Children speak first. Then they improve.
Adults often do the opposite. They want perfect English before they start speaking. And that's one reason progress becomes slower.
That's such a powerful lesson. Children aren't afraid of mistakes. They use mistakes as part of learning.
And we should do the same.
James, have you ever experienced this yourself while learning another language?
Yes. A few years ago, I was learning Spanish. I studied grammar. I learned vocabulary. I watched videos. I listened to podcasts. I understood quite a lot, but speaking was different.
What happened?
I remember visiting a Spanish-speaking country. I went into a cafe. I wanted to order a coffee and a sandwich. It should have been easy. I knew the words. I knew the grammar. But suddenly, I started thinking too much.
Overthinking.
Exactly. I was checking every sentence in my head. Was the grammar correct? Was the pronunciation correct? Was the word order correct?
And what happened?
Eventually, I realized something. The person behind the counter wasn't expecting perfect Spanish. They just wanted to understand me. The conversation lasted less than 1 minute. Everything was fine.
So the biggest problem wasn't your Spanish.
No, the biggest problem was fear. And speaking of improving your English, if you're enjoying this conversation, please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
Your support helps us create more conversations for English learners around the world. Let's talk about another interesting idea. Many successful people speak English with mistakes.
That's true. Think about international athletes, business leaders, actors, entrepreneurs. Many of them speak English with accents. Many of them make occasional mistakes.
But they communicate successfully.
Exactly, because communication is the goal. Perfection is not the goal.
Let's imagine someone says, "I don't have enough time to improve my English." What would you say?
I'd ask a simple question. Do you have 15 minutes?
Most people do.
Exactly. 15 minutes can make a huge difference. 5 minutes listening, 5 minutes repeating, 5 minutes speaking out loud.
That's only 15 minutes.
But if you do it every day, the results add up. Small actions become big results.
Let's share some useful phrases that can help people speak more confidently.
Generally, great idea. These phrases buy you time while you're thinking. Phrase number 1. Let me think for a second. Example. What are your plans for the future? Let me think for a second.
Phrase number 2. That's a good question.
Phrase number 3. What I mean is.
Phrase number 4. I'm not sure, but.
Phrase number 5. Let me try to explain.
Phrase number 6. I don't know the exact word, but.
Phrase number 7. It's similar to.
Phrase number 8. Give me a moment.
These expressions are incredibly useful. Native speakers use them too.
Let's talk about removing the psychological barrier. What can people do starting today?
I would suggest 5 simple steps. Step 1. Accept mistakes. Mistakes are not proof of failure. They're proof that you're learning.
Step 2. Stop translating every sentence. Try thinking in simple English whenever possible.
Step 3. Speak before you feel ready, because most people never feel completely ready.
That's so true.
Step 4. Practice every day. Consistency is more important than perfection.
And step 5. Focus on communication, not perfection.
Because the purpose of language is communication, not flawless grammar.
You know, I think many learners are much closer to success than they realize.
I agree. Many people already know enough English to have simple conversations. The problem is that they're waiting for confidence.
But confidence comes after action, not before it.
Exactly. The more you speak, the more confident you become, not the other way around.
Before we finish, let's remember the most important lesson from today's conversation. You probably know more English than you think.
The problem isn't that you know too little.
The problem is that you're waiting for perfect English.
And perfect English never comes first. Speaking comes first. Improvement comes later.
Just like children, they speak, they make mistakes, they learn, and eventually they become fluent.
You can do exactly the same thing.
Now we'd love to hear from you. What is your biggest fear when speaking English?
Grammar mistakes? Pronunciation? Being judged? Something else?
And are you willing to practice English for just 15 minutes a day? Tell us in the comments.
We love reading your stories.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing English.
And keep talking.
See you in the next episode of Now We Are Talking English.